I hope you are feeling good today. The weather is a little bit of a mixed bag. Ooh, I like that expression. If something is a mixed bag, it means there are lots of different things happening over a certain period of time, or many different things jumbled or joined together. It is a mixed bag as far as the weather is concerned, and also today's live stream as well. Lots of things to talk about. All sorts of things, some of them connected and some of them not connected. Yes, it is English Addict coming to you live and direct from the birthplace of the English language, which just happens to be, well, I think you know where it is by now. Yes, it's England. Ooh, very nice. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope so. We are here together again as live can be. There is nothing on the internet, nothing in the world more live than this. It is happening right now. I am standing here right now at this very moment as you are sitting there watching me. We are both doing this at the same time. Isn't it exciting? My name is Mr. Duncan. I am a person who has been described over the past few years as many things. I am one of those, actually. A lot of people say that. Mr. Duncan is an English addict. And you would be right. Yes, I am an English addict. I like the English language so much. I can't stop talking about it. And guess what? I talk about the English language in English, which makes a lot of sense when you think about it. We are here, and yes, we are here to share our love of the English language. We have made it all the way to the middle. It is the middle of the week at the moment. I hope you're enjoying it. Yes, it's Wednesday. Wednesday has arrived, and I hope you are having a good one. I hope it is a good one for you. I hope you are having a super duper day. Today we are looking at words, fun words, interesting words that can be used to describe something that is very small, something that is not large, something that is the complete opposite of big or large. We are looking at the word small today. Also, we are looking at ways of saying or expressing the feeling of not caring about something and the different ways in which that word can be used. All of that coming up today. We have a very busy one. Outside, as I mentioned, it is an interesting situation with the weather. A lot of people are talking about the weather at the moment, not only here in the UK, but also around the world. Everyone is quite concerned at the moment with the weather. So, nothing special. No sunshine. Lots of cloud. A little gloomy. Not too warm either. I think today it is around 15 Celsius. So it isn't very warm. It does not feel like July. Having said that, of course, we are coming towards the end of July, in fact. And today is the final live stream that I'm doing in July. The next time you see me, it will be August. And we all know what happens in August. We do. I think you know. And if you don't know, I'm going to tell you. It's my birthday in August. And we will be celebrating my birthday and also lots of other things happening as well. Perhaps you have your birthday in August. Maybe you have your birthday in that particular month as well. So you might be celebrating your birthday at the same time as me, which would be ever so nice. You can let me know if you want. If you are celebrating your birthday in August, let me know. You might even be having it on the same day as me. Can I say hello to the live chat? Oh, hello there. Hi. Hello, live chat. Nice to see you here. I hope your fingers are ready to do some chatting on the live stream today. I suppose the big question is, who was first on today's live chat? Oh, very interesting. We have Marwa. Marwa. You are first on today's live chat. Congratulations to you and well done. Your finger is the fastest finger in the world today. Very nice. In second place we have Vitas. Hello Vitas. We also have Beatriz. Hello Beatriz. We also have Paolo. It is Paolo who is well known in his neighbourhood for playing the guitar and singing. We also have, very interesting, another one of our regular chatters. Luis Mendez is here today. Hello Luis, nice to see you also. We also have here today, who else is here? Serena. Hello Serena, or should I say Serena? I'm saying hello to Serena. Hello Serena, nice to see you here. Also, Inaki is here. Joao. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. I'm ever so sorry if I didn't. Hello to you. Octay is here as well. A lot of regular people, but also I've noticed over the past couple of weeks we have quite a few new viewers, new people on the live chat. So welcome everyone. Magdalena is here. Apparently you are busy at the moment, but you will be listening in. That's good. Well, that's fine. Hopefully you will hear something today that is useful to you. I hope so. Hello, Anna Vieira as well. Wow, a lot of people joining. Claudia is here. Claudia, who now officially has had the most birthday celebrations ever in the history of birthdays. I think so. Christina is here. Also we have Maud. Hello Maud Forsey. Hello Maud. I don't recognise your name. Is it your first time? Don't forget to tell us. If it is your first time here, please say, Mr. Duncan, it is my first time here. And I will say hello to you. Hello I, watching in Myanmar. Hello also to Sylvie, who is watching in France. It is amazing how many people watch my live streams in Europe. I know what you're going to say, Mr. Duncan. Why are you so surprised, you silly sausage? Well, the reason is because I always think in Europe, English would be a common second language. Does that sound strange? Am I talking out of the top of my head? Maybe. But I always think it's unusual because in many countries, in many European countries, you might find that English is taught as a second language. It's a little bit like here in the UK. So besides the English language here, We also teach normally a second, or in some cases a third language. So popular second languages here in England and across the UK include French. So you can see now why I would think that English would be popular in Europe, because here we teach French as a second language. When I was at school, they would often teach German and French. German and French. I was quite good at French. Can I just say I was very good at French? I always used to come very high up in the exams. And one time I was actually first. It is the only time I have ever come first in any test or any exam. And it was when I was at primary school and we had a French exam. And I actually came first. Possibly one of the proudest moments of my young life, when I actually came top of the class and they read my name out and I stood up in front of all of my classmates and I felt so pleased with myself and also slightly surprised as well. I didn't have much interest in French, I'll be honest with you, the language. I didn't have much interest in the French language, and yet I came first. So quite often we will teach French and German. However, and this is very interesting, many schools now here in the UK are, as a second language or maybe a third language, they are teaching Chinese. Are you intrigued by that? Are you interested to find out more about that? Isn't it strange? So for some reason, maybe the people who decide what the national curriculum is, maybe they know something that we don't. But apparently they are teaching Chinese now in many British schools. I don't think it's normally taught as a second language. I think it's normally an additional language. So quite often people will learn English and then French and maybe another language as well. I know Spanish also used to be taught in schools. When I was at school, I think there were Spanish lessons as well. But I'm not sure about nowadays. I don't know. But French is always popular. So it is interesting when you think about second languages. I often assume that many people in Europe will have English already taught as their second language. But it would appear that it is not always the case. And anyway, hello to Europe. And hello to everyone else. Hello Nahal or Nala. Hello Nala. Hello to all the friends here. Hello to you, Nala. Nice to see you back as well. We have a busy weekend coming up. I'm slightly worried about something that is happening this weekend. We are going to a wedding. Mr. Steve, there he is, and myself, we are going to a wedding. One of Mr. Steve's relatives. However, I still haven't decided what I'm going to wear. I have no idea. I have no clue. I can't even begin to think what I'm going to wear on Saturday at the wedding, because I thought I was going to wear some of my crazy clothing, but apparently I'm not allowed to. I've been told I can't. So I was going to wear something rather dazzling and fashionable, but apparently I can't. I've been told that under no circumstances am I allowed to look better than the bride or the bridegroom. It's not even a real wedding. That's the strange part of it. It's not even a real wedding, because the real wedding has already taken place in Canada. So this is a sort of fake wedding. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I'm looking forward to finding out on Saturday, but I still haven't decided what I'm going to wear. And I think I might be leaving it a little bit too late. So that will be very interesting to see what actually happens. What will I actually wear on Saturday? I know what Mr. Steve is wearing. He's got this lovely new suit. Very nice, very fashionable. A new suit, but I don't have a new suit because I don't wear suits very often. You might notice I don't normally wear suits. So we will see what happens on Saturday when I attend the wedding, or as I like to call it, the fake wedding, because it's already happened. Apparently there will be lots of food, which, as you can imagine, I'm really pleased about. I'm very happy to find out that there is lots of food at the wedding. Some other good news. Would you like some more good news? Tomorrow we are going to see my mother. We've not been able to do it for a while for various reasons. I'm sure you know what they are. But tomorrow I am really excited because I haven't seen my mother for a long time. So we are going to visit my mother tomorrow and I'm really looking forward to it. Apparently she is awake and she's quite lively at the moment. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Because my mother is a little bit like me. When I feel lively, I can be a pain in the neck, according to certain people who I know. What? I'm excited. I will tell you now, I am feeling excited to see my mother tomorrow. She has been in care for over 2 years. Well, I think it is over 2 years now. So my mother, who is now in a care home, she sadly is suffering from Alzheimer's. And she's been in a care home for over 2 years, around 2 years. And of course, she went in just before COVID started. So just before all of the panic and all of the things that happened connected to COVID and coronavirus, my mother was taken into a care home. She could not look after herself. And we decided it was a hard decision to make. So first of all, she went into hospital, and then they said my mother could not go back home because she was unable to take care of herself. And so we had to make a very tough and difficult decision. What we did not realise is just how long it would be before we could see our mother again. So myself and my sister could not go to see her because all of the restrictions had been put in place connected to coronavirus, unfortunately. Anyway, I'm going to see my mother tomorrow and I am very happy to do it. Weddings and costumes in some countries in southern Europe are almost endless celebrations. Yes, I think, maybe you disagree with me, but I think the British wedding is a fairly simple thing. So normally we have a church service. Quite often, if you want to be really traditional, you can have a church service. So quite often there will be people witnessing the marriage take place in the church. We often think of marriage as a religious ceremony. However, there are people now who don't want to have any of the religion involved in their wedding. They like to keep it simple. So it really does depend on your point of view. So basically we have the wedding ceremony, and then everyone will go somewhere else and they will attend something called a wedding reception. So people will sit down, have a meal, and maybe there will be some speeches given by the bridegroom, which is the man who is getting married. So it just depends. But I think it's quite a simple thing. But I do know in certain cultures, weddings can be lavish, big, spectacular events. I think so. Thank you, Christina, for your big hug for my mother. That's very kind of you to say. Isn't that lovely? So I still have no idea what I'm going to wear on Saturday. I don't know. So maybe a shirt, maybe a tie. Perhaps I can find one of Mr. Steve's suits, because Mr. Steve has about 2 or 3 suits, very nice suits. He also has a tuxedo. I have to say, when Mr. Steve wears his tuxedo, he looks quite stylish. He looks like the new James Bond, I think so. Yes, there is quite often a big meal. A big meal will be served at a wedding reception. That is right. You are correct. Yes, it is very difficult. If you have to make a big decision about a parent, because of course, I suppose when we think about relatives, relations, people close to us, we always think of our parents as being the closest thing. And I suppose I'm not saying this unfairly, but I do think quite often with children, they often feel a stronger bond with their mother. My connection with my mother is always very strong. I remember as a child, myself and my mother, we did bond very closely because I did spend a lot of time with my mother as a child and a toddler, because my mother was at home as well. So I do remember many, many times where I would spend days with my mother. And then, of course, I started school at the age of 5. And I still remember the day my mother took me to school for the first time. I still remember it really clearly. I can still see my mother standing at the school gate, waving to me. And I'm walking away from her. And it was the first time ever in my life that I had to walk away from my mother. And it was a really hard thing to do. I still dream about it sometimes. I suppose dream is the wrong word. It's actually more like a nightmare. So this scenario of my mother in the distance, getting further and further away as I walk towards a new part of my life, as I go to school for the first time ever, it is still an image that is fixed quite clearly in my head. Christina, oh, very nice. Christina says a friend of mine will get married on the beach in the evening. Oh, I see. It's already happened, so it's in the past. It was a beautiful wedding. I think this is very popular now in places where there is a lot of sunshine and warmth. I believe in the USA, and I suppose people can travel to different places also to have their wedding. So you could go to a really nice place like Hawaii. Some people do. They go to Hawaii and they have their wedding ceremony on the beach. I'm not sure about that. I don't think I like the idea of all that sand, to be honest. I think it might get everywhere. I can't imagine standing on the beach in the hot weather wearing your suit. It doesn't sound like much fun to me. Hello also to Rabar. Hello, Rabar. Nice to see you here as well. Sylvie is in a very similar situation to me. My mother also has Alzheimer's. It wasn't easy. She also was in a care home. Well, I suppose from my point of view, I do feel slightly guilty. Is that the right word to use? It is a very difficult situation, a very difficult thing. I never thought in my life I would ever have to get to a point where my mother would be in that situation. And it's not easy. It's not easy to deal with. You might say that it's something that I've always dreaded through my whole life. I've always hated the thought of something bad happening to my mother. So now we are living through this situation. But anyway, the good news is I'm going to see her tomorrow, and I think it will be a good visit. I hope so anyway. We're going to take a quick break, and then I will be back. We are looking at words connected to things that are small, and also ways of saying that you don't care. A little bit of sad news. I know I don't like to bring sad news, but yesterday something sad happened. The cows went. The field at the back of the house is now empty. The cows have left. So now at the back of the house, when I'm looking into the field, waiting for the cows to arrive, I know they won't. So here is a memory of something a little nice, a little happier, a little more joyful, if you will. There they were, the cows. Oh, a little tear came to my eye then. I was slightly upset. I was thinking about the cows, the beautiful cows. So lovely, but now they have gone. Yeah, we are back. Live English Addict with Mr. Duncan. If you enjoy what you are watching, why not give me a like? There it is. Give me a lovely thumb under this video right now. All you have to do is take your mouse and click like. It would be ever so nice to see your lovely thumbs. I will give you a few moments to do it, so there are no distractions. Click like now. You know where you want to. You know you do. Go on. Oh, that's all it needs. Just one click. And then we have all of the likes. All the likes. I miss the cows already. They've only been gone for 24 hours. Well, actually, last week the farmer came and he actually took 5 of the cows away. There were 9 in the field. And then yesterday he came to take the last 4 that were left. And now there are no cows in the field. I have to say, I do feel a little sad about it, to be honest. I don't know why. Thank you for your lovely comments today. I am going to talk about a subject. This is one of our subjects today. We have a lot actually to get through, to be honest. So I thought it would be interesting to take a look at words that can be used to describe something that is small. Small things, small words and phrases. So in this particular situation, when I say small, I don't actually mean not many letters in the words. What I actually mean are words that actually mean to be small. Words and phrases connected to small. So I hope you will follow that over the next few minutes. And if you like what you see, don't forget, please give me a like. I love your likes ever so much. We're going to have a look at some words, simple words first of all, basic words. Well, the word small means something that is not large. You might say that it is the opposite, something that is large and something that is small, a small thing. Maybe something that is hard to see, maybe something that is hard to find, maybe something that is hard to hold, because it is very small. Maybe if you are wearing a certain type of clothing, perhaps the clothing is too tight. We might say that the clothes are too small. So the word small can be used in many ways. We can say that something is very small. If we are talking about a number or an amount, you might say that not many people do something. You might say a very small number of people. Small or very small. We also use the word little quite a lot as well. Something that is little. Maybe when you were young, you might say, when I was little. So little is often used to show small, maybe a moment of time from your past when you were much younger. You were little. You were only little. Here's another one. The word tiny. I like this word. Something that is tiny. It is a very expressive word. It means that something is very small. Perhaps you are in the garden and then suddenly a tiny mouse comes out to say hello. Maybe it is feeling hungry and it has to eat some cheese that you've left out in the garden. You might say, oh, the other day I was in the garden and I saw a tiny mouse. You are saying that that mouse was very small, maybe also cute as well, something tiny. Maybe a newborn baby has tiny fingers and tiny toes, much smaller than you would usually see or find. We can also say that something is diminutive. Oh, I like that word. It's not easy to say. Diminutive. If something is diminutive, it means it is small. It is something that is small, maybe a comparison between one thing and another one. You might say that the smaller thing is diminutive. It is small. Quite often when we are using it as a comparison. Another one. Now this looks like the word minute, but it's actually minute. Something that is minute is small. Something that might be hard to see. Perhaps you can see it, but only slightly, because the size of it is so small. We might say it is minute. Maybe in the air there are minute particles floating around. Things that can be seen in certain light or certain situations, but quite often things that are hard to see. They are minute. They are very small. Here's another word that describes something that is a copy or a representation of something that is much larger. So miniature. If something is miniature, it means that it is small, but quite often it is also a small representation or replica of something that is normally large. So you might have a miniature railway in your house. Not a real railway, because that would be too big. So you have a miniature railway, something that is big, but your version is the same but smaller. It is miniature. It is small. Very similar to the word minute, in fact. Here's another word that is often used when we talk about small or maybe short things. Mini. If something is mini, it means it is small. For example, there used to be a very popular type of clothing, especially in the 1960s and the early 1970s, called the miniskirt. If you look miniskirt, I was going to say if you look up miniskirt, but I don't think that's a very good phrase. If you search for miniskirt on Google, you will see lots of pictures of young fashionable women walking around in their miniskirts. That means the skirt is short and small. Of course, there is also a famous British car called the Mini. And of course, as its name suggests, the Mini is a small car. Quite revolutionary when it first came out. I think the Mini, the car, first came out in the late 1960s. I'm sure someone is going to correct me. If Mr. Steve was here now, he would say, Mr. Duncan, you are wrong. It wasn't. But I think it was. I think the Mini car came out in the late 1960s. I'm sure someone is going to say no, Mr. Duncan. Mini, something small, something tiny. Something very small can be described as minuscule. Minuscule. Perhaps something that you might have to look closely at using a special device like a microscope. Something that is minuscule. I like that word. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to do it close to the microphone. Minuscule. Very nice. Something minuscule will have to be looked under a microscope because it is very small. It might even be described as microscopic. Something that is microscopic cannot be seen with the human eye. It has to be looked at closer using a certain type of device, as I mentioned a few moments ago. Very small things, maybe very small creatures that live in the sea or in the water. They are so tiny, they are so small, they are microscopic. We might also talk about viruses as well as being microscopic. It means they are very small. We can use the word micro quite often as a prefix for other words. So a few moments ago we had microscope or microscopic. That just means something you are looking at is small. Microscope. So something that is micro is very small. There are, of course, some fun ways of saying small. You might say that something is teeny weeny. I like that. Teeny weeny. It sounds like a childish way of saying small, but you might say teeny weeny to show that something is very small, very tiny. It is teeny weeny. Maybe you go fishing with your friend and you spend all morning trying to catch a fish, but you only catch one fish, and unfortunately that fish is a tiddler. Tiddler. If something is described as a tiddler, it's very small. So a tiny fish. Perhaps you have been fishing all morning and you are trying to catch that big fish, the big fish that you want to hold in your hand and proudly show to all of your friends, maybe take a photograph of it, but instead all you catch is a little tiddler, a tiny thing. Something small can be described as a tiddler. Here's another one. We often use this word. It is very dry in my studio today. I have a dry throat. Something small can be described as wee. Wee. Something very small. A wee child came up to me the other day and said, "Hello, I've lost my dog." Wee. Something tiny, something small, quite often used in Scotland. So when you talk to a person in Scotland and they talk about something, maybe they are describing something that is small, they might say, wee, wee, very small, it is very tiny or small, wee. Here's another one, another fun way of saying small, diddy. If something is diddy, it is small, tiny. Maybe a person who is short. Maybe they are not very tall. You might describe them as diddy, a thing that is small, not very big. Diddy. Another one, very childish, but teensy weensy. something is described as being teensy weensy. Teensy weensy. You describe a small insect, perhaps, as teensy weensy. It is a fun way of saying that something is small. In a sentence, we might describe the small pleasures of life. Those little things that you do that give you a lot of pleasure, but they're not big things. However, we all find in life that we have small pleasures, things that make us happy, things that make us feel good, things that we enjoy, but they might not be big, they might not be lavish, they might not be expensive, but it is a small pleasure that you get in your life. Then we have this word petite. Petite. Quite often you will see this written on clothing. If you are buying some clothes and the size is small, you might also see the word petite. It is a French word and it means small. Petite, something small, maybe something that is small and well formed. It is a certain shape, but it is small. So quite often with clothing, we will describe clothing as petite if it is designed to fit a small person. There are some phrases we can use as well. You might say to someone, just a sec. Just a sec. That means short time. So you can see the word here, sec. That is actually an abbreviation of second. Just a sec. I will be with you in a moment. Just a sec. It means just wait for a short time. I will be with you. I will be there. Just a sec. We often use this in British English. We are telling someone to wait a moment. Can you just wait a moment? Can you just wait for just a sec? Another word, smidgen. I like this word. This word is fun to say. Smidgen. Something that is small, something that is tiny, or maybe a very small amount or quantity. Smidgen. So maybe you are cooking some food, maybe you are making a meal, and one of the ingredients might be salt. The recipe might say all you need to add is a smidgen of salt. That means a small amount. A very small amount of something can be described as a smidgen. It's a great word. I like it very much. We just had a French word. Here is another one that sounds very French indeed. This word is soupçon. Oh, so if you know the French language, you will know that this means something that is small, a small amount of something, a small quantity of something is a soupçon. We often use this in cookery. If you are making a meal, you might see the instructions in a recipe. It might say that you add a soupçon of salt, or maybe a soupçon of pepper. A very I think I just lost my connection then. Sorry about that. Tad. Tad is small thing. A small thing is a tad. Very tiny. Something that is small. A small thing can be described as a tad. And of course, when we think of nature, you can have tadpole. A very small thing. It is actually a baby frog. So before a frog becomes a frog, first of all it starts off as an egg, and then the egg will hatch out and you will have a tadpole. And that basically refers to something being very small. So the word tad is used to describe something that is small. I hope those words are useful to you. I hope you will learn something from those. There are many other ways of describing things that are small, but the ones I've just shown you are the most common. They are the most common ones of all. In a few moments, we are going to take a look at something else. We are looking at not caring. How to show that you don't care in English. Coming up right here on English Addict Extra. Don't go away. Of course, Mr. Steve will be back with us on Sunday, and we will be live on Sunday. Of course, a new month as well on Sunday. The 1st of August will arrive, and of course we know what happens during that month, don't we? 3 minutes to 3 o'clock on a Wednesday. I hope you are enjoying yourself as we say goodbye. We prepare to wave goodbye to July. August is just around the corner, and it will be my birthday. I don't know what Mr. Steve is going to buy for me. Something nice, maybe. And of course, during the month of August, I will also be looking for some help or support from you. More about that on Sunday. So we are talking about another subject. We were just talking about things that are small, many words that can be used to describe something small, something not very big, something that is not large. Say no more. Now we are going to talk about expressing not caring in English. And I will explain what this actually means, because the word care can be used in more than one way. To not care can be expressed in different ways. To be uninterested. If you are uninterested, it means you don't care. Maybe you are uninterested in a certain thing. Maybe you are uninterested in a certain subject. You are not interested. You don't care about that thing. You have no interest in that particular thing. You don't care about that particular thing. You are uninterested. To be unaffected. Again, if you are unaffected, it means that thing means nothing to you. You are unaffected. That thing does not change your feelings in any way. You are unaffected. We might say that that thing is something you don't care about, or maybe something you are not interested in. It does not affect you. You don't care about it. This is probably the word that you are most familiar with. To neglect something is to show that you don't care. So maybe you leave something. Maybe you leave your pet dog in the car on a hot day, and the poor little dog is getting very upset about it. We can say that you have neglected that dog. It is almost as if you don't care about that dog. To show that you don't care, or to do something, behaviour perhaps, that shows that you don't care about something, is to neglect. You don't show any kindness. You don't care. Care is to show concern. And then we have the opposite, not care, which is to show no concern. So if you care about something, if you care for something, it means you are concerned. If you don't care, it means you show no concern. That thing does not bother you. You do not care. It does not affect you in any way. You might say, and here are some phrases you might say to show that you don't care. I don't care what they say. I don't care. Something that you hear from another person, maybe something a person has said about you, but you don't care. It does not bother you. You are not interested in what that person thinks. I don't care what they say is something you will say if you hear something that another person is saying about you, but you don't care about it. I don't care. I don't care what they say. Here is one we often use in British English. If you want to show that you don't care about something, you are not bothered by it, you can say, I couldn't give a toss. I couldn't give a toss. By that, it just means a casual action. I couldn't give a toss. I don't care at all about that thing. I couldn't give a toss. I don't have any interest. I have no interest. I don't have any interest. You are expressing the fact that that thing does not bother you, or maybe you have no interest in that particular thing. I don't have any interest. Physically, we can show that we don't care by shrugging. Shrug. Shrug is an action. It is something you can see. Shrug. That is what a shrug looks like. When you want to show another person that you don't care, you are not bothered, you might go shrug. Your shoulders will raise, and quite often you will also use your hands as well. You are showing disinterest. You are showing that you don't care. I don't care. We call that expression a shrug. You push something away easily because you don't care about it. To shrug is to show not caring. It is how you show that you don't care about something. Something does not bother you. Also, something that does not bother you can be described as being like water off a duck's back. When we say water off a duck's back, we are saying that something does not affect us. I'm not bothered about what they think. I don't care about what they say. It is like water off a duck's back, because ducks have waterproof feathers, so they can stay dry when they are floating around on the water. So the water will not soak into the feathers. It just comes off easily. It does not soak in to the feathers. So we can say that something that does not bother you is like water off a duck's back. It is inconsequential. Oh, I like that word. Something that has no consequence. Something that will cause no harm to you can be inconsequential. It is like water off a duck's back. I like that one. You pay no attention to it. To pay no attention to something means you are ignoring it. To ignore something, you pay no attention because you don't care. It does not bother you. Sometimes a person might hurt you or say something bad about you, but quite quickly you might forget about it and move on. If you forget about something and move on, it means you don't care about it. You have put that thing aside, and now you've decided to move on with your life. You forget about it and move on. 2 more. You will not lose any sleep over it. You will not lose any sleep over it. So maybe something that does not concern you, or maybe something you don't care about. You can say that you don't lose any sleep over that thing. By that you are expressing that you just don't care. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered what you say or what you do. I'm not bothered what you think. I am not going to lose any sleep over what you think or say. So you will not lose any sleep over it because you don't care one bit. And that is another way of expressing not caring. I don't care one bit about what you think of me. I don't care one bit. So there are 2 ways of expressing not caring. Finally, one more. Oh, this is the one. I saw someone earlier. I think someone put this on the live chat earlier. I did see it. Out of the corner of my eye. You don't give a damn. If you don't give a damn, it means it is of no concern to you. I do not care. I don't give a damn. I could not care less about that. So to not care is to not give a damn. You are not worrying about it. You are not concerned about it. It is not on your mind at all. You don't give a damn. Many years ago, the word damn used to be a swear word. But nowadays, most people don't really care, to be honest. So there you have them. There you have a list of ways of expressing not caring. Quite often people will do things, they might hurt you, they might damage your feelings, you might feel upset, but quite often, or eventually, you will learn to live with those things. And if you are really lucky, you will not care about it at all. There is a secret to living a happy life, and sometimes it is not caring about what people think of you. People will always be mean. There will always be someone somewhere in the world who will be saying bad things about you. It is very hard in this world to be liked by everyone. So sometimes not caring, not worrying, can be a good thing. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson. We've talked about a couple of things today, and we've also talked about one or two private things as well, about the wedding that I'm going to on Saturday, and also I'm going to see my mother tomorrow, and I have to say I'm so excited. I can't wait, to be honest. I will be back on Sunday, don't forget, on Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. In fact, you can find me on YouTube live every Sunday and Wednesday from 2 p.m. UK time. So now you know the time and the days, Sunday and Wednesday, 2 p.m. UK time. Hi, Mr. Duncan, says Anna Paula Biscaro Dennis. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Good to see you again. I have always watched your recorded videos. Hugs from Brazil. Thank you very much. What a lovely way of finishing today's live stream. Also, we have Nan Nguyen, who is watching in Vietnam. Hello to you. Sadly, we have reached the end of today's live stream, but I do hope you will join me for the next live event, which will be on Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. Thanks a lot for your company. I've enjoyed today's lesson, and I've enjoyed spending some of my time with you, and I hope you feel the same way. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English, saying thank you for watching. See you on Sunday along with this guy. He will also be here on Sunday. I'm sure we will have a lot to talk about. I think we will have a lot to discuss on Sunday. I really do. See you soon. Take care. And of course, until the next time we meet right here, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. This is my hint, my little hint. Please, can you give me a lovely like? And ta-ta for now.